So early on, I find that running the race that it seems best for me is the way to go. Somebody else sprints from the start and they think they're going to hold that, then so be it.
Last year I felt more prepared than this year, but I'd never run one last year. There's like a comfort in the unknown.
When I go out and race, for example, the White River 50-mile race this year, you know, I first approach it as just a race against myself, or with myself and with the trail. And that's really the primary thing.
I did White River for the first time, and actually my only time, 3 years ago. And since moving to Seattle and to the Puget Sound area, you know, the Cascades are basically my home now. And the race is kind of special in that, you know, it's right in the backyard. It's an incredible course. You've got, you know, basically 44 miles of single track trail, and that's something that you don't get to experience a lot in races where, you know, almost all of the course is on single track trails. So it's special in that regards, and you know, the course is pretty relentless in the climbs, and for me, I love big climbs and I love long descents, and it brings together a great group of people.
I guess it's a little bit of a meditation, but like in the White River race, I'll take a few glimpses at Mount Rainier if it's clear, which I did. And
I think the real reason is being out on the trails. There's something about having that connection with nature and running on dirt that you don't get on roads. And you know, it's extremely satisfying. It also brings you, you know, appreciation for, you know, these wild places that we have and protecting them. That's, I feel, is very important in terms of, you know, what I'm doing as a person too. If I can get more people excited about being out in nature and experiencing these areas and these trails, the more awareness we have for, you know, keeping them sacred and keeping them wild.
Prepare. You guys are looking good. Nice work.
feeling great.
Nice work.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Looking great. Pretty enough out here for you?
Yes.
Good. There you go, Petra.
There's just the self-satisfaction of being able to do these things. I mean, to be able to run 50 miles. I'm thankful when I wake up in the morning that I can move that much. A lot of people aren't able to. I mean, the thought of walking a block blows their mind, or driving 100 miles blows their mind. hardest thing, I think, with running ultras is, and a lot of people will say this, is you come into an aid station and your mind's just going. You need fill your water bottles, you want to change your shirt, you want Advil, and you better eat some fruit or something. You get to the aid station and you see your crew, or you see the aid station head person, and you stop and everything goes blank and you have no clue what it was. You had this whole list, you knew there was 5 things you had to do, but they have all disappeared. That's the weirdest thing, is when you're moving, your mind keeps going, but then you stop and what do I do?
Yeah, you don't have to. I'll do it. Yeah, thank you.
Ultra running really focuses my mind, and just sort of, it's a real purifying activity. In some ways it's very cathartic.
I guess I realized it was going to be a good day. I really realized on the climb up that mountain at 28, 29 miles, because I was able to keep pushing and everybody else just went, everyone else just dropped as I pushed up that hill. And it didn't really hurt much for me to push, and so I realized, holy moly, I'm pulling away. I guess, so that's when I realized that it's going to be good. So I just didn't let up. Hal hung with me all the way up that hill. He was in the middle of me the whole way up, and I couldn't shake him. I kept trying to. Hal was tough. Hal ran hard.
Good day is when you manage your pain really well and keep your mind focused, and it just sort of energizes you, and then you're actually able to look around occasionally on the course and go, wow, what an amazing place, and see a little humor here and there.
Watch me. Cause some of them big, some of them small, some of them kinda sweet. None of them girls, them know what deals, them drugs that look at the talk I eat. Cause they want some nice.
I do it, it's not for the money. Obviously it'd be nice if I could make a living at this, and I do have some sponsors who help me out with some of the expenses involved and accrued with this type of sport and traveling. But I'm not looking to get rich. I do the sport because I love the lifestyle, I love the atmosphere, I love the people involved. So I'm continually learning more about my body, learning not how I can push it, but rather how I can listen to it, how I can, achieve, these type of accomplishments. And that's why we're out here doing this sport. We're out here doing it because no matter whether we're finishing first or last, we're always learning something about our bodies and becoming more in tune with how it interacts and how we interact in nature.
The one thing that I have observed about myself, and that I assume to be true about everyone, is that we all kind of go through life with these little loops of information that kind of play over and over in our minds, and they kind of play in the background, and we become so used to them that we just don't notice it. And they're only conspicuous in their absence sometimes, and that's kind of my experience with trail running. Sometimes, I feel so calm and so clear-minded, in the process of going out and running, that I find it to be a great break from just you know, the pressures of daily life and, you know, thinking about the things that I have to do and responsibilities that I have and things that I hope will happen or things that I wish were different.
I really focused on staying hydrated and taking in enough nutrition because it's a long 50. It's a lot of work.
Drop like burning words from above. If I could just connect all these dots, the truth would tumble like a cynic X-Filer. And yet the people keep saying I'm miles from my home, miles from my home.
Who knows what can happen in that distance. So, but I will finish. That's my. I did last year. I had to walk the last 14 miles, but the thing is I will finish.
I think the highlight of the race was crossing the finish line. You know, coming down the road, running as hard as I could, and crossing the finish line.
Sometimes you don't have many problems. I just didn't really have any problems. You know, and everybody else, there's a lot of other good runners who could have won today, but they all probably had problems, one or another. That was wicked. That's what running's all about, right there.
Well, that's where I wanna be. Out there searching, out here fumbling, out here waiting for you and me.
Champion, in the new record.